violence, criminal damage. And I am going to order you not to commit any acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And you have to come to court on April 16th at 10:30 in Justice Court, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. I have a weird question to ask you because I noticed the name of your street. Is that like a little cul-de-sac on a street off of Skyline?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
When I moved to Tucson 40 years ago, I lived on that street when I was like a teenager. So I just thought that was weird. I recognize the name. So anyway, you are released. Make sure you come back to court, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Just take a seat up to the left, right?
Do that. That's like, I haven't seen that house in that long.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, what's your name?
Misty Moyes.
Hi, you are charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 2 counts. And I am going to order you not to go back to the victim's residence and not to have any contact with them. You understand?
Understand? Yes.
No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and you need to come back to Justice Court April 16th at 10:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You
All
understand?
right. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
You're talking. Brown.
What's your name?
Johnny Max Brown Jr., Your Honor.
You're charged with criminal trespass. I am going to order you not to go back to the incident location, and you need to come back to court in city court May 2nd at 2:00, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Which court, Your Honor?
City court. All right, you're released.
Thank you.
Take people there. Hey.
What,
Good afternoon, Young.
what's your name, sir?
Ralph Ellis.
All right, I am seeing you on a bunch of failures to appear in city court on disorderly conduct from 2021. You've got criminal tampering, and you've got a drug paraphernalia. So I'm going to release you on those, and I guess one of them is a domestic violence. So no acts of domestic violence, no returning to the incident location of the criminal trespass charge. If you are out of custody, you need to come to court on May 2nd at 9:00. And if you are not out of custody, I'm giving you a public defender in city court so they can follow your felony, okay?
Yes, Your
Okay, that's it, sir. I've been doing that.
These
That's
three,
all.
30.
What's your name, ma'am?
Brian Crouch.
You are charged with domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. And I am very tempted to tell your husband not to have any contact with you and not to return to your house on his charges. Is that what you want?
I just need to find somewhere else to go.
Well,
I don't know where else.
I'm
I-
going to tell him not to go to where you're living. So he would have to find somewhere to go. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And you're okay with that?
Yes.
With the no contact? All right. I'm going to tell you not to have any contact with him, but you are going to get to stay at the house. Okay.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. And then come to court on May 6th at 1:30 because you're listed as a defendant, but you also can talk to the victim advocates that day. So I would like you to do that. Okay.
Okay.
And he will be there too, but you're not to have any contact with each other. All right. And then he is not to go back to where you're living.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I will see you May 6th.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rosha.
What's your name, sir?
Luis Rocha.
You're charged with domestic violence assault and domestic violence criminal damage. I am going to appoint a city public defender to represent you. Order you not to have any contact with Leslie Mendeville Gatone and not to return to wherever she is living. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm gonna hold you on a $750 bond. If you post it, you need to come to court on on April 16th at 1:30. If you don't post it, we'll see you on video that day, but you'll have a public defender to talk to about it, all right? That's
Okay.
it. Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead, go back down there. Don't consider them. Okay, stairs.
No, we didn't do failures to appear anymore. No, why do we still have a failure to appear charge? What's your name, sir? All right, you got a failure to appear charge from a and also a urinating public charge from February 6th of this year. Well, if you want to plead guilty, I'll send you the time you've already been in jail right now, or you can plead not guilty and come back and talk to a prosecutor about it. What do you want to do?
Not guilty.
All right, you gotta come back to court and don't go back to the incident location. Come back to court May 7th at 9 o'clock or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay,
Take a seat. Around that very work.
what's your name?
Daniel Griffin.
All right, you're charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I'm gonna order you not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, and you need to come back to justice court on April 16th at 10:30 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
I understand.
All right, then you're released.
Thank you.
Look like I think.
Okay.
Hi, come.
Good evening, Janet.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, my, go back. Oh.
What's your name, sir?
Herrera Matthew Frederick Jr. Anderson.
All right, you're charged with robbery. Counsel of the state's asking for a $10,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, Judge. We are asking you to consider releasing Mr. Herrera to free transfer. This is supervision, but if you're not inclined, we ask for a $2,000 bond. That's because he's only 4 on 6 on the FTA scale, and he doesn't seem to have any failures to appear in the last 2 years.
I will appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Herrera, order him not to have any contact with the victim, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will hold him on a $5,000 bond, pretrial services if the bond is posted, and the preliminary hearing will be April 16th at 1:30. Uh, whatever you- What's your name, ma'am? I'm sorry, what?
Viviana Martinez.
All right, Ms. Martinez, the state's dismissing your felony charges. So I will grant that
Okay.
dismissal, but you've got warrants out of South Tucson that looks like there's been a couple of failures to appear. So I am going to hold you on a $100 bond and they will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm going to appoint Michael Vaughn to represent you, and that's on a theft and a reckless burning. So I'll order you not to go back to that incident location. And they'll see you tomorrow in South Tucson. And then you got city court cases, failures to appear on drug paraphernalia and theft. I'm going to release you on those. And your next court date will be May 12th at 9 o'clock on those in city court. Don't go back to the incident locations, okay? And that's
Okay.
it. All right.
Thanks.
What's your name, sir?
Eric Wayne McCarty.
All right, Mr. McCarty, you're charged with domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. Do you have any guns?
Yes, ma'am.
How many guns do you have?
2.
All right, you need to surrender them within the next 24 hours, so tomorrow, to Tucson Police Department. Are they handguns?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to make sure that Tucson Police gets this information and that they look for them tomorrow. So they'll let me know if you haven't turned them in. Because your
Okay.
conditions of release on this are going to be no guns, no acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with Diane Fouts, and no return to her residence. So she is ordered not to have any contact with you, but she's staying in the residence. You have to find somewhere else to live. You understand?
I do.
And your next court date is going to be May 6th at 1:30 in city court. So come to court or a warrant will issue for your arrest, and then we can, but like I said, this will come to DV court so that we tell TPD to make sure that they keep your guns while the case is pending. So you need to turn them in to the 270 South Stone the main station tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
If I'm not supposed, the guns are at Diane's, at the house.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to tell you not to possess any guns, and then let's talk about that when you come to court May 6th. Okay. So
So don't take the guns tomorrow.
don't bring the guns. 'Cause I don't want you to go back to her house. Okay. So, but don't possess any guns. All right. So, like, if
Okay.
okay, and then we'll talk about this more when you get to court on the 6th. But yeah, that's true. So I won't
Thank you.
expect you to bring them tomorrow. We'll figure it out on the 6th, how we keep them away and where you guys stand on that date. Okay.
May I get clothing and
Yes, you can.
stuff for work and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, but not the guns. Okay.
Okay,
And that's going to be with police, which good luck. Okay. Honestly, trying to get them to come because they're really short staffed. But
sure.
if you do get there, you can tell them I have guns. I want to turn them into you because they'll have my paperwork. So if you do actually get an escort to get your stuff, do it that way. But otherwise, we'll talk about it on the 6th. But in the meantime, no guns.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. I will see you May 6th. And remember, no contact, no return, except with cops. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here is our Spanish speaker.
Interpreter standing by. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sir. What is your name?
Señor, dígame su nombre.
Es José Leonardo Becerra Gutiérrez.
José Leonardo Becerra Gutiérrez.
All right.
Sí.
You are charged, sir, with driving under the influence of alcohol and criminal damage. And I guess the driving under the influence is a misdemeanor and the criminal damage is a felony.
Señor, se le acusa a usted de conducir bajo los efectos del licor y también de provocar daños penales. El delito de conductor ebrio es delito menor, pero el de provocar daños de nivel penal es delito grave.
And this is a question for your attorney. I understand that the defendant has an ICE hold and the state is asking for a $3,000 bond, I'm sure because of that hold. What is your position, counsel? But you
Lo que dice la juez es que el fiscal nota que tiene orden de detención en contra suya por el Departamento de Migración y Administración de Aduanas y por eso es que pide fianza de $3,000. Ahora le pide a la abogada defensora que está a su lado esta tarde que sí, ¿qué opina ella de eso? Espere. Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. So, Your Honor, we would also be asking for a bond this evening. That's because of the ICE hold, as the court noted. Given a complete lack of criminal history and that the interim says he self-surrendered to police when they went looking for him, I would be asking for a $500 bond.
Dice él, sí pensamos que fianza es lo necesario en vista de la orden de detención, pero lo que pedimos es una fianza de $500 en vista de que no tiene antecedentes y que ya se entregó a sí mismo cuando fueron a procurarlo. Piden fianza de $500.
Okay.
All right, I understand that. Perhaps maybe I will point out to Mr. Becerra that if I set such a low bond, he should talk to his lawyer before he posts it. So I will set a $500 bond and appoint the public defender, but I don't want you to post it until you talk to your lawyer and understand all the consequences of posting this bond.
Me veo inclinada a rebajar la fianza a $500, pero le digo una recomendación a usted, señor Becerra. No deposite la fianza sino hasta tener la oportunidad de hablar con su licenciado. La fianza es de $500, pero le urjo que no deposite el dinero antes de hablar con su licenciado sobre eso.
You understand, sir?
¿Entiende lo que le digo, señor?
Okay. All right. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I will order you not to drive without a valid license, no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Bueno, voy a designar al abogado de oficio para que se encargue de su defensa. Le voy a decir que no puede conducir sin tener licencia vigente para conducir.
If you post the bond, you're released to pretrial services, so you have to report to them if you are out of custody, and then your next court date will be April 16th at 1:30.
Ahora, si logra salir, va a pasar usted a la supervisión provisional de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio. Tendrá que reportarse y cumplir con lo que le digan. La próxima audiencia en su caso está pactada para el 16 de abril a la 1:30 por la tarde.
And if you don't appear, if you're out of custody, a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Si se encuentra fuera de custodia y no se presenta, se ordenará su arresto.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks. And thank you,
Bien, gracias.
thank you, Mr. Davis.
Gracias.
Thank you, Your Honor. Puede retirarse, gracias. May the interpreter be excused, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good
You too. What's your name, sir?
James Jackson.
All right, you are charged with theft, misconduct involving weapons, possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a narcotic drug. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Order you not to go to the incident location. No firearms, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I will release you to pretrial services, so you need to report to them and come back to court April 28th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Your Honor, I guess he is, we understand his criminal history is from Hawaii, but I believe he has some ties to New Mexico and stable housing there. Will the court consider granting him permission to travel to New Mexico? Or is that something he needs to talk to a superior judge?
Yeah, I think that needs to be, a big judge needs to decide that, not me.
That's not what I meant, Judge.
No, but I mean, the judge that it's gonna be assigned to, or a judge that, yeah, I don't wanna make that decision, counsel. So.
I can't, Judge. Thank you. Right, so you can leave this.
Mesa.
What's your name, ma'am?
Inicia Mesa.
You're charged with possession of a narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. Counsel, it looks like she's already got a bond, so the state's asking for $1,000 bond. Did she want to be heard, or she doesn't have a bond? She has a hold anyway.
Yes, Your Honor. So because she has the probation hold, we would be asking for a nominal bond for time credit. I will concede 1,000 is very reasonable, but to advocate for Ms. Mesa, I would ask for a 900.
All right, I will appoint a public defender for Miss Mesa, and I will hold her at $1,000 bond, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and the hearing on this case will be April 16th at 1:30 for a preliminary hearing. Then, Miss Mesa, you have a misdemeanor criminal trespass and false reporting. So what I'm going to do is appoint a city public defender for you, set a non-transport review for June 6th, and that means that they will see what's going on with your felonies and stuff and decide what to do on that date. And if you're out, you should come to court on May 6th at 9 o'clock if you're out on all your felonies. But anyways, we'll give you the paperwork, and your public defender will explain all that mess to you, okay? That's it on the misdemeanor. Oops, I'm busy writing my days. They said we're supposed to start writing courtroom 6. Oh, that's what they told me. It was courtroom. What's your name?
Jovan Isaac Peña.
All right, Mr. Pena, you are charged with possession of narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. Same thing here, Mr. Pena has an adult probation hold, so we are suggesting, I think everyone's suggesting between a $900 and $1,000 bond to hold Mr. Pena for time credits.
I agree, Judge.
Okay, so I will appoint the legal defender's office to hold Mr. Pena, order him not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, hold him on a $1,000 bond, pretrial services if posted. And the next court date on this will be a preliminary hearing, April 16th at 1:30. Then, Mr. Pena, I have you on a misdemeanor failure to appear. So I am going to release you on these failures to appear on a theft and drug paraphernalia. I'm going to give you a city public defender. They'll follow your felony along. If you get out of custody, come back to court on May 12th at 9 o'clock in city court. If you don't, they will review your case on June 6th at 9 o'clock, but your attorney will keep you up to date on that. And that's just the city cases, okay?
Understand.
All right.
Dean,
Really? Go ahead and check.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Dean, quickly.
All right, looks like the state's dismissing these new felony charges against you, so I'm gonna grant that dismissal. But you have a DUI from 2023 in Green Valley that you have failed to come to court on, and I know that you have a hold. So I am gonna hold you on a $100 bond, so you get some credit, and then Green Valley can see you. I don't know who their lawyer is. Robert Ald, April 10th at 8:30, they will see you, and I will appoint Robin Ald to represent you on that case. So like I said, that'll just show that you have you're getting credit on that DUI while you're in there with your APO hold. Okay, Mr. Quigley?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's it then, sir.
Valenzuela. Valenzuela. Dean.
Go back out there. Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Mr. Z. Boswell, 11781.
All right, let's see. You've got a warrant for your arrest on Superior Court for failed to appear at initial appearances from October 2024, dangerous drug paraphernalia. And counsel, the state's asking for the $1,500 bond that's on the warrant. Did you want to be heard?
Yes, please, Judge. So I understand he didn't come to court at least 2 times. He seems to be.
I didn't know that.
So, Judge, I believe he is telling me that he missed the mail and he had no idea about the warrant. If the court considers releasing him tonight to pretrial services supervision, Mr. Valenzuela assures the court that he will come on the next arraignment date that the court sets. For that reason, we are asking the court to consider releasing him to pretrial services supervision, and also because it's a drug simple possession case.
All right, I see other failures to appear in Mr. Valenzuela's past. So I am going to appoint the public defender, no alcohol or illegal drugs, $1,500 bond per the warrant, pretrial services if the bond is posted, and the arraignment will be April 14th at 1:30. Then Mr. Valenzuela has a South Tucson case, a failure to appear on drug paraphernalia and criminal trespass. I will appoint $100 bond. I will set $100 bond on that, and they'll see him tomorrow, so he'll get credit for that, but needs to get rid of some of these cases, and that will be tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'll appoint Michael Vaughn to represent him on those. And then he has a city court case where I will appoint the public defender, but I will release him on the city court case. And if he gets out, Mr. Valenzuela, you need to come to court on May 2nd at 2 o'clock. And if you don't get out, your public defender will keep you up to date and will review the case in June. So they'll get your paper June 6th at 9 o'clock if you don't get out.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Judge, what was that South Tucson or City Court? For some reason, I thought I saw South Tucson.
Yeah, the South Tucson one's the one I set him for tomorrow at 10 with Michael Vaughn as his lawyer. And then this one is.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So, I don't confuse me.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank